How are you doing, man?
I'm doing well.
Yeah?
Yeah, we just had a good show. Feeling pretty good. Yeah.
How are you been doing stage in Spain? How's the touring here in the country?
Good.
Yeah?
I've had a couple of great nights. We love being here.
So you like Spain?
Yes, we love it.
So you finish here in Spain tomorrow?
Yes. Barcelona tomorrow, then we're done.
And where's the next stop?
The tour is over.
It's over?
Tomorrow's the last night, yeah. We did 2 days in the UK, and we did some shows in Germany, Holland, and Switzerland, and now Spain is the last part of the tour.
So you are going to home to rest?
That's it. Yeah.
And maybe start to write songs? Or?
We're going to do 10 days in Canada in October, and then maybe some stuff next year we're talking about. We're not sure yet.
That's fine. So you've been a band for almost 25 years. It's like a long time. So how does it feel to be in a band all this time?
Well, it's been just an incredible adventure because it's been lots of ups and downs, and it's like a family. So you know, we're just like brothers, and it's been really good. You know, it's been, I can't even begin to tell you what's happened in 25 years. Like I can't. It's so hard to answer that question.
It's not a day when.
Yeah, it's like I don't even know how to start answering. You understand what I mean?
So did you expect all these back in the day?
Not at all. I don't even, it's like I could write a book about it. You know?
So if you compare the themes or the scene back in the days with how it's going right now, what kind of differences can you tell us?
Well, I think the world, the economy is much different. So I think there's more bands and technology's changed things so much. That's the biggest thing. I agree that with the internet and technology, home recording has changed things like, it's a whole new world. So, and with all those changes, there's lots of really good things that are really positive, and there's lots of things that you can be like, well, it was better back then.
So,
for these reasons.
And a negative thing, for example?
Way more people used to be attending shows for everybody, you know. And I think that's a lot to do with just the economy of the world. People don't have as much money to spend just going out in general. So this has affected our lives in a huge way.
Yeah.
We've just had less people because of that. And so many bands do even worse than us. Like less and less people in so many ways. So lots of bands have gotten bigger. We've kind of like shrunk down to like a solid size, but you know, it's been like this. So that's the thing that's been kind of rough. But like, there's also so many great things. Like we've been able to record. Now we can record ourselves. And all those things are really great. We can communicate with people.
That was one thing I was going to ask you because the industry itself has changed a lot too. I mean, companies are not supporting bands like they used to do because they don't want to take risks.
Yeah.
You know, so how do you perceive that?
It's like, it's sort of a game that it's hard to understand now because it's kind of being reinvented.
Yeah.
So, we're kind of figuring it out.
But you have been on a band for 25 years, like I said before, and you are like those mighty bands, like influential bands. And how do you see that from the inside? I mean, when someone approaches to you and say, Greg, thanks for paying or for playing that music because of you, I got to know a band. How does that feel? I mean,
well, it feels, there's definitely, there's like two sides. There's like part of me that's like, all right, well, as a musician, this is probably the greatest compliment. If someone says, like, you saved my life, like, what else could be a higher compliment? So on that side, you're like, oh, all right. But at the same time, there's another part of me that's like never satisfied. Like you can have 1 million people say that to you. You can play in front of thousands and thousands of people, and you can still not be satisfied.
yeah.
So I've learned a lot because I have had the experience that not many people have had, like playing with thousands and thousands of people, having people really moved by by the music that you make, where most people don't even get to play the but I still have the same problems that like any musician might have. You feel insecure, or you feel like you're not satisfied, you still need to express yourself, you still need to be creative. So even though those people do say those things, I still have to figure out.
But that's a good thing because it keeps you moving.
Exactly. And that's your driving force, and that's a positive thing, and it's also like we're all in the same boat in that way.
Maybe that feeling is what keeps you moving on with the band for all these years.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Yeah.
So well, we have like a new record that came out in June, May?
June.
June. So it's kind of like a new board, but just say that you're finishing your touring and maybe you're coming home to rest, and who knows if writing new stuff. But talking about the new record, why that title, Comet?
We had been just having conversations amongst us about the changes in the earth changes and things that were going on with like the 2012 prophecies about the end of the world. And so we're just talking about it, you know, having discussions about it. And then we're like, pretty much like, well, even the world could end at any minute, or you could die at any minute. Whether the world's going to blow up or the earth as we know it's going to change completely, it's like, it doesn't really matter, because you could actually just die anyway, any minute. So that kind of thought was what went into it. And the idea of the Comet, I guess, just started getting thrown around. We started making the music and the words sort of went, and then it expressed that idea. This is my wife, Shanti.
Hello. You record the album on the Blasting Room Studios with Bill Stevenson and Jason Yermo. So that's a huge studio. How does it feel to be recording with a guy that has been playing with the Descendants and has been like a really influential person on the scene?
It was great. I mean, and what's also fun is that Bill is a huge fan of the Guns N' Souls. So as being a huge fan of Descendants and Black Flag, it's kind of incredible to see that he is a huge fan of us. That was the biggest thing. I think that was like, wow, it's so cool that he loves us so much. And he really put it into music. He always wanted to work with us, and he said, after we asked him to do the record, he was like, I've been waiting for years, you know, like, so that was really fun.
It's cool. It's really good. So, what does he bring to the table when the Boston Souls came to the studio to record another album?
It's hard to really explain, but he just has a great creative spirit, and the technical way that he did the record was amazing. Just how he, just in his process, I guess is the word, it was really well done, so it was great.
Maybe a help on the focus, on the wall, something like that.
Yes, really good.
And about the sound of the album, I think it's a really great record. I love it. And through the years, we have seen that your music has been progressing from a more rock, punk rock sound to a more rocker sound. And it feels like a natural thing, but how do you perceive it from the inside? It's like a...
Yeah, we don't think about it, because we actually just get in the room and like start playing, and that's really what happens. So there's no forethought, like there's a little forethought, but I think we like different kinds of music, so different kind of music kind of comes out.
For example, what kind of music do you like?
Like, you know, old rock and roll, or hardcore, or, you know, classical music, or, you know, we like all kinds of music. So those different things end up coming out. So we have slower tempos and we have faster tempos because we kind of enjoy all different kinds.
You know what? There are some songs that on the record that reminds me to Social Distortion, like Going Towards Girl, or even to Wizard. I think it's awesome. Because it's something that I didn't expect from the Boston Soul, you know?
Yeah, and I think that's the perfect example that we do love all of us.
So tonight you've been playing with Dave House. I think it's a great choice to be an opener. It's a great artist. And how did you came with that decision to bring Dave with you?
Well, Dave, we toured with him for many years ago. We haven't played with him for a long time, and I think a lot of times.
You played with him once?
Yeah, we brought them on tour in America, like lots of times. Yeah. Dave was our guitar tech.
Oh yeah?
Before he even was.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. He worked for Sycamore first. He toured with Sycamore for a couple years, and then he came work with us for a couple years, and then he started wanting to write songs, and then he started the Love Buns, and then they toured with us for a little while. And then he's been doing the solo stuff, and usually it's scheduling. You always like want to tour with some people. Sometimes it doesn't work out. So this time it worked out really well.
It's perfect.
Yeah,
like a great mix. So, what are your plans for the next, for the near future? I mean, you haven't explained it before.
Yeah, we haven't really. We're gonna do some. We're talking about what we're gonna do next year. We're not really sure yet. We have some different ideas, so nothing's confirmed. Just the Canadian tour.
Yeah.
And some shows like right around the holidays, like in December.
And as you said on the show, maybe like the present tense and not thinking about the future or the past, no?
Yeah.
So that was all, man. Thanks a lot. We wish you the best of luck, and thanks for coming to us.
Thanks a lot. It was a good interview. Appreciate it.